now the desktop.
Dear Toastmasters, I'd like to remind you that today's Natalia's project is managing Q&A. So therefore, I'd like to ask you to listen carefully to her speech and prepare questions for Natalia. And after her speech, she will facilitate Q&A session.
Yes, thank you very much. But I can, now I can share my desktop. Yes, like this. Yes. Okay, can you see me? Dear Toastmasters, more than 2 million people from more than 200 countries. Who are those people? Do you have any ideas?
People who are learning something in the world.
Exactly, Christina. This is a perfect guess. All those people are people who took part in the course Learning How to Learn by Barbara Oakley. And this course is written by the person who, by own example, showed that the capacity of our brains to learn something is much wider than we can think. Because Barbara is a linguist by the first education, and then she got degree in technical science as an engineer, and proving to herself and to all the other world that both humanitarian science and technical science it's possible to learn during one life and on a high level. And also this course is science-based, and this is one article that supports one of the mechanisms described in this course. And now I would like to share with you several concepts of effective learning, which I liked by myself because I took part in this course as well. And first, this is that our brain works in 2 modes, the mode of focus mode and diffuse mode. And for effective learning, it's important to use both modes. It's not only studying, or just relaxing and waiting that the knowledge will come to you. It's important to change. And a very, very important technique, Pomodoro. Please raise your hands, those who doesn't know this technique. Unfortunately, I cannot see the screen. And you? And see how many people...
Who does know or who doesn't know?
Who doesn't know. It's a pretty famous technique. Oh, well, sorry, I don't see how many people raised your hands. But just in case who doesn't know this technique, it's a technique is just 25 minutes focus doing something, then 5 minutes break, or so many minutes, as much minutes as you want. And the important thing is that you change focus and diffuse mode for more effective learning. And the other concept I liked very much, this is chunking. This is like when you learn something new, this is like you create small chunk, just shaping new idea and create from those small chunks the whole picture. Or you can do vice versa, to see the whole picture, then dig, see one chunk, and to understand how the whole thing works. For example, like Newton, the person who invented the law of Newton. First it was an apple, and then he was trying to understand why it happened and how it all works. He discovered this Newton law. Or from the other angle, if you want to master painting, first you start painting something, then if you want to become more professional in this, you learn one style, another style, and so on. And one more important technique is recalling. This is just making summary of what you've just learned. I try to implement it in my life as soon as I can, even after business meetings. Just 3 key things I want to summarize after this or that event. One more technique is spaced repetition. This is important when you learn some new language. It's little by little, but every day. And here on the picture I showed small cards, usually used when you learn language or when you learn, I don't know, biology, and you learn new concept. And every day, little by little, you will master this. One more technique. This is metaphors. And actually, myself, I like this technique very much because it's powerful if you need to memorize something. For example, if I need to memorize some phone number, I try to build associations with the numbers. For example, these numbers are like the date of birth of my mom, and I associate this with my mom. These two numbers, this is, for example, the floor on which I live. And then I create small kind of stories, but of course it works if you have time for this. Also very useful technique is, or concept is group working, study group. And in my opinion, this is like, works like cross-pollination. And learning together, we exchange by ideas, and in the end, we learn much better and much more than by on your own. Also, it's important to say that if you see that you do not progress as quickly as you thought, please remember that learning doesn't happen as a straight line. Even Charles Darwin, the person who discovered evolutionary theory, he was dropped out from his college before he discovered. And one more thing I found useful for myself. This is what Barbara calls Einstellung. It's about your attitude. It's important when you study something to keep the attitude of novice and do not fall into the trap of illusions of competence. And as soon as you believe that you already are an expert, this is the possibility that this will be the trap. And so this is the quote of Stephen Hawking. I like very much that the greatest enemy of knowledge is not ignorance, it is illusion of knowledge. And the last but not least is important to develop the attitude of personal responsibility. This is what I'm trying to do. It doesn't matter whether this is learning to master your career or just personally develop and learn some new skill you like and you want to better understand it. This is important that you first the first responsible person for your progress. And here I would like to summarize the key techniques I've shared with you. And this is focused and diffuse mode. This is chunking. This is recalling. This is spaced repetition, using of metaphors, teamwork, illusion of competence, and personal responsibility. And living in the era of quickly changing economics, it's important to stay kind of competitive. Doesn't matter where it is your career and you want to stay competitive in the labor market, or if you just want to develop yourself personally. And so it's important to learn. Thank you. That was my speech. And now we have time for questions and answers session. And I will be glad to answer your questions if you have any.
Natalia, please, could you share with us your favorite technique out of those you have mentioned, and tell us why, with an example?
The most favorite, Christina. Okay.
Yes.
Actually, I like many of them because I see use depending on different situation. If I need to memorize something difficult, I try to use this technique like metaphors. Also, I see a lot of use if I try to recall, if I read something, the key ideas, because if I miss this part, I see that it's less effective to myself. And of course, I like, so I will choose three. First, this is metaphor, this is recalling, and also, of course, but this is not technique, but this trap, illusion of competence. I'm trying to ask myself, wow, do I believe that I'm 100% right here? So, and if it's not like this, what it could be? If it's not like that, so to me it's really important, and it helps me to progress.
Thank you, Natalia.
Thank you very much. And does anyone have more questions?
Yes, I think I have. Thank you, Natalia, for such an interesting speech. I have a question about chunking. I think I didn't get it properly. What is it, and how can I use it? For example, if I'm learning a new language, what is chunking, and how can I use it while I'm learning it?
Wow, chunking, it's really, thank you very much for your question. I'm really sorry I cannot see the names and not often can see the whole picture. Thank you very much. If you learn language, for me, chunking, it would be like, it depends how you want. It could be, for example, learning different constructions, like grammatic constructions. For example, if, then, and so on. So it will be one piece, how to apply this part grammar properly. It will be one brick, and from this brick you can further build your speech. Or, but I think that for studying language, it's also very good to using recalling techniques when you recall your new words, but every day by little by little. So chunking, this is about grammar constructions. This could be like really good question. A really good question. How I could apply chunking for learning language.
Or maybe not to language learning. I think I didn't understand the idea of chunking. Is it like seeing the whole like little pieces and trying to connect them?
For example, I'm studying one course now. This is about laboratory tests, and with a lot of kind of medical things and terms. And for example, for me, chunking is to understand one concept first. Yeah, for example, how works our gut. Yeah, and what are the key parts of this gut, and what is important, and how interesting this. When I understand this, this is one chunk. then I'm trying to understand how works, for example, liver. And then I try to understand how they do interconnect and how they work together. And to better understand one whole picture, but one part of my body, yeah? And so this is not about understanding only small ideas, but how it plays and works all together as a whole. So this is, to me, this is like this.
Okay.
Does it help?
Thank you.
Does it help?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Very interesting
I have
question.
a question. Yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah, my name is Marina.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. My question is about illusion of competence. So, could you please explain once again on your own example how it could be used?
Oh, this is one of my favorite. Thank you very much for your question. For me, illusion of competence, actually, I'm really sorry I didn't check the pronunciation of competence or competence, but okay, anyway. For example, if I learn something and I don't know whether this is laboratory test, this course, or any other, I learned something, but it seems to me that I'm okay. I understand the whole topic, and the whole small part, the whole topic, or some part of this, and I try to question myself, to challenge myself. If I understand this, how it will work. It's important to not fall into the illusion of competence if somebody or yourself question yourself, challenge yourself. You need challenges. Yeah, it's a really, really good question. And do you have any idea how you understand this concept?
As I understand, it is not a point of studying something, but it is a point of not missing something. It is similar to personal responsibility. When you think that you know everything about one field, you suppose that you should not learn other peculiar parts of this field. And that is why you should be aware of your mistakes if you are not aware of those peculiarities.
Yes, you have really great answer that even expands my own understanding of this concept. And I think this is about attitude not like know it all and not missing some important points. And yes, learning is like that, because I started to answer you more about if you are sure in your decision, but it's not about mostly learning. But anyway, yes. Thank you. Learning is a great thing.
Yeah, it is the case of asking more questions when you think that you know everything, right?
Exactly. It's about asking questions and to be open to new points of views. This is like about openness, and not just rejecting any concept, saying, "Oh, you are not right," but ask yourself first. Well, why I'm sure in this. This is also one of the examples. Yes, it's a has a lot of facets, and I think it's really deeper than it may seem at the first glance. Well, I'm really sorry I cannot see the desktop, and if the timer shows me that the time is okay or not.
50 seconds are left.
50 seconds are left. Oh, if anyone have any questions, please let me know.
One more question. Natalia, do you hear me?
Yes, perfectly.
Thank you very much. this overview. I have one question. Did you have a situation when eventually, at the end of the day, you understood that the knowledge you've got is unnecessary? Do you have any regrets on learning something?
Oh, great question. Many thanks. Sometimes yes, but I do not. I have a feeling that what I've learned is not very important for me. But I look at this from a different angle. I think that that's great that I understood that this part is not as important as I used to think. And for me, it's a part of my learning curve. Because if I thought that those things are just matter a lot, and now I see that those things doesn't matter as much as I thought, this is also a part of my learning. So yes and no. So yes, I saw, but no, I don't think it's useless at all. I think it's a part of experience, of learning experience and learning curve. Yes, thank you very much. And as far as I understand, the time is over. I would like to thank you for very interesting questions, and you really helped me to better understand this topic too. Thank you very much. It was a kind of cross pollination, yeah. For me, it's one of the concepts I picked up from this course.
It's number six. It's a teamwork.
Teamwork, yeah, or cross pollination. This is like a small piece, yeah, exchanging my knowledge or something. Thank you.
Natalia, thank you so much for